particular method is helping us in that way. And it also help in the rapid formation of any molecule, because it is rotating in very high speed, so it not delay the formation of your suppositories. Next is the melt extrusion method. So in this method, again, you will prepare your mixture of base and medicament, and then you will pass it through the heated nozzle. The heated nozzle is in the form of rod. So now your mixture will came out in the form of rod-like shape. And what is rod-like shape? It is something like that. Okay. So now after that, it will becomes a long loop. Okay, I have drawn it short. Then you will cut these rods into the individual suppositories. So now you are going to cut these. Okay, so in that way I have cutted them. And then of desired length according to the patient need, according to the age of adult and the children. So then you will pack them, and it is ready to dispense. So now let's discuss some steps of preparation of suppositories. So here are some steps which are involved in the preparation of suppositories. So the first step is the selection of base. So you will select the base according to its need. You will select its specific properties. You will select that if your drug and the base is compatible or not, or your excipient and your base is compatible or not. And after that you will this selection of base is very important. Next thing is the weighing or mixing. You will weigh out your drug, you will weigh out your base, because that is very important, because you have to make a uniform drug, uniformly arrange, and I mean having dose amount in very uniform form. So if you want to make the suppositories of 20 mg, so it should be 20 mg after the adding of base, because base is also increasing the weight. So it doesn't matter that you are making a 20 mg drug, you have put the powder of 20 mg in it, but after the adding the base it will become 30 mg. So now the patient take 30 mg, so it doesn't go for. So you have to decrease the value of your the weight of your drug or your medicament. So you will put the weight down, and then after adding the base you will make it total 20 mg. Okay. Next thing is you have to melt or incorporate into the molds. Then you will cool or solidify it. You will allow it to cool and settle itself. And after the cooling process or after the solidification, you will remove it from the molds. And if the lubrication is required, then you provide the lubrication for the easy removal. And next sixth step is to pack them. So how to pack, what are the things required in the packaging? So here first of all, in the packing you should need all the container selection. Like you will need a narrow mouthed cylinder or a wide mouthed cylinder, so that thing should be decided first. Then you should prepare a label which come out of it. You will write up the storage condition on that label, so that the patient could study it and place that suppository container in a specific way. And direction, you should write it that you should have to use these suppositories according to physician prescription. And you also have to write up all the dosage amount, that what are the medicaments or what are the things and they are present in this formulation, and also write up their weight and their amounts. So let's see what are the storage conditions. You should store it in the cool and dry place, and should keep it away from the sunlight, from the heat, from the moisture, because they can cause deterioration. So here are some problems which comes in the suppositories formulation. First problem is the weight and volume control. So we will discuss that problem in detail. While some other problems are, so here are some other problem like hydroscopicity is can happens, because if you are using a drug which has hydroscopic nature, so it will absorb the moisture. And if you are using a base, suppository base, which is hydroscopic, then it also will become very difficult for you to select it, because it can absorb the moisture and cause the deterioration. Second problem is the incompatibility. I have said to you that you should check that your all the things are compatible with each other. Like your active ingredient should be compatible with the base, your excipient will be compatible to the base. There should not be incompatibility between them. Next is the viscosity of base. That is very important. Every base has a different viscosity, have a different specific gravity, has different properties. So that really affect the release of the dosage form, because the base has to dissolve at the 38 degree centigrade inside your body cavity, and then the dosage is released. So if you don't check the viscosity, then it can cause problem in dissolving of that medicament. Next is the brittleness. So sometimes that happen that your drug is going to brittle up. It has no lubrication, that it is going to cut it off or pit it off. So this really cause the problems. Next is rennicity can happens, because if the base is made up of the materials which came out from the natural source, like we have discussed, some plants are used to get the base. Like cocoa butter is obtained from a tree, from the seeds of a plant. So they can go under the necessity, because every natural thing can go the under the process of contamination or under the process of deterioration with the help of microbes, with the help of bacteria, fungi. So rancidity can easily happens in them. So now let's discuss the weight and volume control, or which is the one of the main and most observed problem in the formulation of suppository. So here I have written weight and volume control. So you have to weigh and volume all the suppositories. Okay, varies. Every suppository have a different weight and have a different volume. So it can happen due to the wrong calibration of mode in which you have to put your suppositories in the molten form. So this mode is something like that. Okay, so I am making it so that you can easily understand it. Okay, so it is something like that. So now if you put any thing into it, if it not calibrated out, not fixed, then it can cause weight increase in the dosage form or volume increase. So to overcome this problem, you will find out the displacement value. So now let's discuss what is the displacement value. So here I have written all things about the displacement value, that it is the volume of suppositories which displaced by the active ingredient or excipient. Okay, sometimes that the weight of your ingredient and excipient is increased than the volume of base. Then this value is called as displacement value, and you should cut this value to make your uniform dose. So how to calculate it? It can be calculated by subtracting the volume of active ingredient can also be called as API, active pharmaceutical uh, ingredient, and you can say excipient. Okay, from the volume of suppository base के वॉल्यूम से आपने आईपी API के वॉल्यूम को सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है. So ये इसका फॉर्मूला है. DV is the displacement value is equal to volume of suppository minus volume of API. So, what are the methods to calculate this volume of displacement value? Two method: experimental method and theoretical method. Experimental method, you will use pipette, you will use miring cylinder, and lot of other things to find out the volume of suppository base as well as the volume of API. And in theoretical year, you will estimate it out. You will guess that according to the property of your base and your API, you will guess that its volume should be this. Okay, so now let's discuss what is the significance of DV, displacement value. It give accurate dosing, it give uniform distribution, and it also increase the stability of your drug. So now we have to perform various quality control tests on this suppository. We will perform melting point tests, two melting point tests, macro melting point tests, and micro melting point tests. In macro melting point test, you will check out the melting point of base, excipient, and API. Okay, so this is API. And in the micro melting point test, you will check only the melting point of a base. Next, quality control tests are about the breaking test. You will test out that your suppositories should not break. You will check a softening test, that it should not be melted out outside the body. So it should be melted out at 38 degrees centigrade inside a body cavity. And you will check a dissolution test, that it should not be diluted out or break or cause any kind of activity by which your drug can be deteriorate or degraded. So this was all about the today's lecture. We have covered all the preparation and tests about the suppositories. So here the chapter of suppositories is ended out. In the next lecture we will start our next chapter. So I hope that you will like this video. If you like it, then please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and also press the bell icon to get the notification of all the videos which I have uploaded. Thank you so much. Meet you soon in the next lecture. Till Allah Hafiz.